Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Deena Kretzer. I'm an independent consultant and national vice president with Arbonne, and with me is my dear friend and area manager, Fran Babishak. One of our favorite things in Arbonne is to share our 30 Days to Healthy Living program, share what it is not, and share from the experience we've personally had with this. So what it is not a fad diet. It is not a rapid weight loss program. You should run from anything that's related to that. A common ideology is if I lose weight, then I'll get healthy. But the reality is that you need to get healthy first. And then if weight needs to come off, you will lose it. If it doesn't need to come off, you're not going to waste away to nothing. It's just your body knows. And there's so many other benefits, so beyond weight loss that this program will bring out. Although a lot of thin people, 40% of thin people have internal organs padded with enough fat from the storing the toxins that it is just as risky as being clinically obese. You've probably seen that statement that Americans are overfed and undernourished, and having a healthy gut is the key to almost every other area of our health. 70% of our immune system is in the gut. 80% of serotonin, our happy juice, is made in the gut. So we have control over so much of our health when we take the steps to have a healthy gut. The last thing on the gut, it affects the skin's appearance, and anything put on the skin goes directly into the bloodstream, and that affects overall health. Arbonne is all about the mind, body, skin connection. When I began my business in 2006, the focus was entirely on our awesome anti-aging skincare. I paid no attention to the protein shakes, which were on the back couple of pages in the catalog, and just worked with skincare and the vegan cosmetics. But by the end of the first year, I knew I wanted to do this business the rest of my life. And I thought, I need to try these nutrition things and have an honest opinion. And if they're as bad as all protein shakes out there, I'll be honest with my clients and say, stick to the skincare. You don't want these. So after I made my first shake, I made one the next morning, and 14 years later, that's all I want in the morning. And then I tried our energy fizz sticks and I loved those, and then tried our probiotics, prebiotics, digestive enzymes. Fran's going to go through the products later. And I liked all these products. But when Arbonne came out with this 30 Days to Healthy Living in 2011, I'm embarrassed to say I was not excited, because all I keyed in on was that list of what I could not have. And don't click out of here, but it might say things like no gluten, no dairy, no sugar, no alcohol, no coffee. And I thought, oh my goodness, I don't want to do this. So I'm just being honest. I finally decided I would do almost all of it. Everybody has this one thing that they want to not give up. Mine was the coffee. And I thought, I'm going to do it if I can do all the rest of it, if I can have my coffee. Now, I'm going to go back and tell you where I did kick coffee. I didn't the first time through. But my reasoning was, it'll be better to do this 90% than not at all. And even with keeping the coffee in there, I was amazed at the difference it made for me not to have gluten, dairy, or sugar for 30 days. And I was surprised it wasn't hard, because there are awesome recipes in this. And I found that the foods that I could eat that were so nutrient dense that they gave my body the fuel that it needed, I didn't miss what I could not have. I noticed that without the dairy, I was no longer bloated all the time. And all the gluten, where was that coming from? Out of boxes and bags, out of breads, crackers, granola, and all these overload the body with sugars as they break down. The more I read on this, the less I wanted any of that in my body anyway. My husband did it with me, and both of us felt so much better without the gluten and dairy, especially, that we've almost completely eliminated those for years now. And then I knew I needed to take a step further and do the program 100%, which meant no coffee. I needed to do this because I was teaching my team this, and I knew my team, we were all teaching our clients this, and how could I keep doing it almost all the way? So I told myself I was not born drinking coffee, that at some point in life I created this habit, and so I could choose any day to create a new one. And I started cold brewing 1 bag of our detox tea in a glass of water covered in a refrigerator overnight. Then in the morning, adding 1 fizz stick to it. And I was such a wimp that I told myself when I started this, that if I still wanted coffee after my fizz in the tea, that I could have it. That first morning, I felt so much better drinking the fizz with the tea. I didn't even want the coffee. And that has continued for several years now, that I have not ever gone back to have that cup of coffee in the morning. I feel immensely better having the tea and the fizz. Do I drink coffee sometimes? Yes. In the afternoons, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I can go without it. I can have a fizz or have nothing at all. And that is amazing not to feel that addiction to coffee anymore. I still do the 30 Days to Healthy Living program all the way through, by the book, at least 1 month out of the year, usually 2, but follow it about 90% all the time because of how great I feel. A few years ago, I had an extensive physical with a new doctor who did more tests than I've in one time than I've probably ever had done. And when he went over the results with me, which takes him about an hour and a half, he said, I only see numbers like this on about 5 patients that I have, and they are all teenage athletes. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Well, I had just turned 60. I was nowhere near being a teenage athlete anymore. And all I had done was to avoid those processed foods, to eliminate the allergenic and inflammatory foods. I had eaten the whole clean, nutrient dense foods, and I'd incorporated Arbonne's nutrition products. It's all about giving your body a real break from the processed foods so the toxins are removed from kidney and liver and they can do what they're supposed to be doing. So as I wrap up, I just want to say, I really value the health that makes it possible for me, at least as of today, to have no physical limitations at the age of 65. I value that I can race all over the yard and outrun my grandsons. I value that I can still play competitive singles tennis and win, because I really like to win. I value that my mind is clear and sharp and my memory is great. And while yes, I do work out and stay active, I know from the past, no one can out-exercise a bad diet. And really about 80% of anyone's health or lack thereof is a direct result of daily habits and nutrition. And I am so grateful for all that I learned and what I've continued to practice from our 30 Days to Healthy Living program. Now I'm going to turn this over to Fran because she has a great personal experience with this as well.
Thank you so much, Deena. I always love hearing your story because it's just incredible how you were so shunning of the nutrition of Arbonne, and it's my favorite part. But I too began as a skincare customer, and I had never heard of Arbonne before, was introduced to the skincare, became a preferred client. And 6 months later, I was running a race with my daughter, and there was an Arbonne tent at the end. And I said to her, hey, this is that company I was telling you about. I just started using their skincare. I wonder what they're doing here. And we went over, and they had all kinds of after workout drinks, energy fizz, protein shakes, delicious protein bars. And so I was just like, wow, I didn't even know they had this. This is amazing. So I asked my consultant to tell me some more. She invited me to a meeting. I learned so much and heard these great stories about transformations through the 30-day, and decided to jump in and start my business as well. And the first thing I did was the 30 Days to Healthy Living, because I was so curious about it. And I had been through a very stressful year, and I tend to stress eat, and I wanted to just get back on track. And when you decide to do this, and it's a really good deal because it gives you get 40% off. It's going to include your breakfast, your lunch, your drinks throughout the day, and an incredible Facebook group that will support you and lift you up, and where you can ask questions and learn and get recipes, and it's just so empowering. So what's included in the 30-day are 2 30 serving size bags of protein. And this is delicious vegan protein. And why do I like vegan protein? Because A, it tastes amazing. B, it is so easy for your body to digest. The proteins are cranberry, yellow pea, and brown rice. Just your body breaks it down, and you're not getting all the contaminants that are in the cows that make the milk, et cetera, that have like been given hormones to grow big and given antibiotics to stay healthy, and all these things trickle down into our system, and we don't have any of that. We have pure, safe, clean protein. You get 20 grams in each serving, and if you're like many people who, I don't want to drink my breakfast, you can make the shake and pour it in a bowl and add berries on top and bananas and seeds, and oh, it's so good. So there's all kinds of alternatives, but I truly love the shake because I can grab it and get out the door and drink my breakfast wherever I'm going. So what we add to the shake is, this is probably my #1 favorite product in Arbonne. It's our gut health. It is 3 billion CFUs of prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes. And what the latest scientific research has discovered is so much of our health is determined by the health of our gut, because 70% of our immune system is located in our gut, and 80% of our serotonin is located in our gut. And so that makes a huge difference on the way your mood is, the way you feel, the way you can stay healthy through the winter. You know, just being able to protect your body by having a clean, healthy gut. And there's tons of probiotics out there, but they get stopped at your stomach. Your stomach acid eats them up. Ours has been scientifically tested to go through from the first opening to the last opening, the whole tract, and makes its way through. And you know, the prebiotics are feeding the probiotics, and the probiotics are helping like flush out things that don't belong there and keeping the whole system operating well. And then in addition to that, I put a scoop of my of the gut fiber in. It's 12 grams of fiber, and it's fiber from oranges and beets and apples and chicory root. All these things are helping support our digestive tract. So that's how I would start my day. And then I would move on to having a detox a detox tea. Some people like that first thing in the morning. Some people mix it with a fizz, like Dina was saying. I like it iced, and I mix a fizz in it too. But I have it late morning. That's my like drink through my work time. And what are energy fizz that we're talking about? These energy fizz are probably the most popular product that Arbonne has. There are currently 6 flavors you can choose from. Strawberry, pomegranate, citrus, grapefruit, and blood orange. Oh, sorry, 5. It's got 55 milligrams of caffeine. So what a safe, healthy way to get a little pick-me-up instead of reaching for a soda or one of those horrible energy drinks that are just way too filled with sugar. There's great vitamins in here, B6, B12, tastes so good. Mainly sweetened with stevia. So you're just really low sugar. It's like 20 calories for a drink. I don't go anywhere without these. A 2 to 3 fizzer a day. And I think once you try it, you'll love it. And then if your goal with the 30 days is to lose weight, you have another shake at lunch, just without the fiber and the probiotics. But if your goal is just to really detox yourself and you don't want to lose any weight, there's great recipes for lunches, and and they alternate throughout the year too. So in our Facebook groups, there's always new recipes coming out. And then, continue to have healthy snacks, which are suggested in the Facebook page. And then at dinner, have a really clean meal. And then in the 3rd week of the program, you're going to add in drinking a cleanse, a detox cleanse each day. It's really delicious lemon ginger flavor. And you've been eating clean for 2 weeks. And now your body's ready to really flush the handle and get rid of pesticides that are stuck in your body, antibiotics, hormones, preservatives, all kinds of junk that sits in our fat cells. And truly, my experience was, my thing was wine. Didn't want to give the wine up. It wasn't coffee. And I was like, all right, I can do this for 30 days, no big deal. But after 2 weeks, I noticed I had more energy, and I was definitely sleeping better. But my goal was to lose some weight, and I hadn't lost weight. So I started drinking that cleanse, and after the third week, and I finished all my cleanse, I'd lost 8 pounds, and I was like, what the heck happened? And everybody's bodies act differently, so that's not the same at all for anyone. But I was so over the moon happy because I was back in my high school size, which I hadn't seen for years. And I have been running marathons and half marathons for years, but eating poorly. And I discovered doing on the 30-day that dairy and gluten do not serve me. I don't really have a sweet tooth. I can live without the sugar, but dairy, cheese, that was my weakness. And I have since then discovered really delicious brands of vegan cheese. So I'm not without my cheese. And I feel like, making the shakes with coconut milk or cashew milk or almond milk really are just so easy on my stomach. My girlfriend used to say, your baby stomach. And because I always was complaining about my stomach aches, and she remembers, she's known me since I was 13. And I said, yeah, no more baby stomach. I have a strong stomach now. So the best part of all of this is that Arbonne offers a 90-day money-back guarantee, and our program is 30 days. So you do the math, you can see it's a win-win for you to try it and do the whole thing, because you can absolutely feel comfortable ordering this and trying it out. And so many people have had such wonderful experience. If you've watched us tonight and live, you're going to be entered into a drawing. And if you fill out a wellness profile to the consultant who invited you tonight, you'll get another entry into that drawing. So we're going to go live in our Facebook group on Sunday night and spin the wheel and see who wins. And now I'm going to kick it back to Deena and just close out, and she'll tell you about the Facebook group and what you can get from there. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Fran, so very much. I always love hearing your story. So not to confuse you there are two separate Facebook groups that we're talking about. One is the Facebook group that you are not in yet. It's for all those who do the 30 days to healthy living. And we have a private Facebook group that will open the 1st of March. Will actually start March 7th, but the group will open right at the start of March, so you can begin to see the recipes, the meal plans, the grocery list, and get ready. And so that's one that, you'll just let your consultant know if you're ready to, order the products that go with the 30 days. And then once you have placed that order, he or she will put you into that group, 30 Days to Healthy Living. And again, that's where you'll see all the support, meal plans, the lists, the grocery list, recipes, great recipes. And that whole 30-day program will start on March 7th. But then a different Facebook group is the one you may already be in that your consultant has invited you to join, that has to do with this call tonight. So we've created that just for those of you who are watching now or who will watch the recording. So as soon as we end this call, go to the Facebook group. If you don't have it yet, tell your consultant they didn't put you in there yet, and have them invite you to it. It's the one that says Healthy Living Inside and Out with Deena and Fran, or Fran and Deena. You'll see it and see the posts that are in there for the next steps about becoming a preferred client, how you get the set at 40% off, what you can choose for a free product, which are awesome choices, and more. And then I'm going to post the recording of this in just a few minutes. So it'll be in that Facebook group. So if you would like to invite a friend to watch it, or if several friends, once you're in the group, you can add them to the group and they can watch that. And it's really great if you'll find a friend, coworker, relative, someone, or 1 or 2 or 3 to do this with you, so that you can compare recipes, cheer each other on, encourage each other, have some good accountability while you go. I'm going to just close with a quote that just has stuck in my mind for years now. It's, food can be the most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. And again, I just encourage you, there is no price you can put on your health. And it is so worth giving up a few things for 30 days just to go through this and see what you learn about your body and how much better you feel and how much healthier you are without some of those things that we think we have to have. But thank you so much for joining us, Fran. Thank you for doing this with me. I'm going to stop the recording.